What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you a story time, a pregnancy story time, all the way up until I had my son. So if you want to know exactly what happened, just keep on watching. Before I get into my story, I want everybody to stop what they're doing. Go like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications so you know when I post my next video. All right, so this is just a quick disclaimer. My family, my friends, like they were talking about my nail. All right, let me tell y'all what happened with my nail. I broke my nail, I broke my nail off, and I want to wait until my real nail grows back to actually put some more acrylic on top of it. So that's why I haven't got it done yet. I would have gotten it done by now, but I just didn't want to go get it done because I didn't want to mess up my real nail bed. So that's why it's looking kind of crazy right now. So just excuse me. I just had to tell y'all that because I know I done had this broken nail in all my videos. And I know y'all like, what the fuck? Why she got a freaking broken nail in her video? But yeah, it's looking real crazy. But I'm just trying to wait until my real nail grows back. So if they're talking about it, I know everybody else is talking about it. So I just wanted to let y'all know about my nail. So I want nobody else to say nothing about it. But once this nail grows back, then I will get all my nails done. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start from the very beginning. From when I first found out I was pregnant. So this was, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a Friday. Yeah, Friday afternoon. I had not been feeling like myself, I just felt like, I was feeling like real, like queasy, real sick. So I was like, oh my God, I missed my period. It was like, I think it was like 4 days late or 5 days late. I'm never late on my period. So I'm like, oh my God. So I go get a pregnancy test without nobody knowing. Even my boyfriend didn't even know I was going to get a pregnancy test. And he was working third shift, so he was actually asleep when I went to the store to go get the pregnancy test. So I went to the store, got 2 pregnancy tests. The clear blue digital. I wanted it to say pregnant, not pregnant. I didn't want to see no lines. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see pregnant, not pregnant. So I went and got the clear blue test or whatever. I came back home, took the test, and it said I was pregnant. I don't know. I had a whole bunch of emotions. First I started crying because I'm like, oh my God. It was so unexpected, So I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I got myself together. I was just laying in the bed, waiting on my boyfriend to get up. And he got up. He was getting ready to go to the Shelby High football game. So, we was just chilling, and I just started crying out of the blue. Out of the blue, I just started crying. And he like, what's wrong? What's wrong? He just kind of trying to comfort me or whatever. Asking me what's wrong. And so I just got up, went to the bathroom, because I went and I put the pregnancy test under our sink. And I went in the under the sink, got the pregnancy test and showed him. He immediately got so happy. He was so excited. It made me feel better because I was already like, oh my God, what is he gonna say? But he was so excited. He was so happy. And that made me feel better because, I was already crying. And, I just had a whole bunch of emotions. But that's how that went. We didn't tell anybody. Soon as it happened, we didn't tell anybody. I wanted to keep it a little secret. I wanted to keep it on the low because I was only a month pregnant. Yeah, I was only 1 month. So I wanted to just keep it on the low, just for that time. Until I wanted to tell my family. So let me tell y'all how my mother found out I was pregnant. And to this day, I think that was really messed up how it happened. But let me tell y'all. So I think I had I had set up an appointment at the health department, or I had missed an appointment or something like that. I don't know. But they had called my house phone. My mama's cell phone. I still don't know why they called my mama's cell phone, but they called her cell phone, I guess because she's like an emergency contact on my file or whatever. I don't know. But they called her cell phone, y'all. And they told her that I had a pregnancy. It was something about pregnancy Medicaid or something like that. Y'all. That's how my mama found out. I didn't even tell my mama. She had already knew. When I had told her, she had already knew. But that was crazy. I was so mad because why are they calling my mama? about me? I'm grown. Why are they calling her about me? But that just made me mad. She was okay with it. All the parents gonna be like, at first they're gonna be like, what in the world? But later on, she got, got cool with it or whatever. So yeah, that's how my mom found out. And I told the rest of my family later on. After my mama found out, my family found out, we were finding out the gender of the baby. So I did want a girl at first. I wanted a girl because every girl wants a girl. I know I did. I wanted a girl. And, my boyfriend, he wanted a boy. So we were going to find out the gender, and we were like, we wanted to do a gender reveal. So we're like, we're not going to, open the envelope. We're not going to find out what it is or whatever. When they were doing the ultrasound on my stomach to see what he was, I knew it was a boy because I seen his little wee-wee on the screen. And I'm like, they couldn't hide that. I seen that on myself. But I knew it was a boy as soon as they showed that. But she swore that doesn't mean anything. It could have been anything else or whatever. But I knew it was a wee-wee. I already knew it was. But I figured it was a boy. So when we left, it was raining outside. Me and my boyfriend, we were like, I want to find out right now. Like, it's our first child. I want to find out what it is right now. I cannot wait. I'm so ecstatic. I'm so impatient. I can't wait. So we was coming back from from our appointment, and we pulled over to Chick-fil-A. It was so early in the morning. It was 8:00. We pulled over at Chick-fil-A. Opened. He called his mom on FaceTime. I called my mom on FaceTime, and we just found out right there. We just opened the envelope at the same time. Well, I opened the envelope and we showed each other at the same time, and we just found out what it was right then. And when we did our gender reveal, y'all, it was so freaking awkward because we already knew what it was. And it was so awkward and cringy. I don't even know why we even did the gender reveal because we already knew what it was. I just wanted to have some documentation of it just to show my son later on. But y'all, I might insert a clip of the gender reveal if I feel good about it. But 3, 2, 1.
Why they come out like that?
Y'all, it's so cringy. I hate watching it because it's it was so staged. It didn't feel genuine. So I advise you, if you already know the gender of your baby, don't do a gender reveal because it's gonna be fake. Because ours was fake. It was so fake. Let me get into choosing the name of my son. I know it took us 7 months. Yeah, maybe 7 months to figure out the name. We didn't figure out the name until I was about to have him. But yeah, we finally figured out a name. His name is Dane. Like the dog, Great Dane. Yes, his name is Dane. My boyfriend came up with that name. We had so many names in our minds, but when he said Dane, I was just like, I like that. It's just got a different ring to it. No, I haven't heard nobody with the name, and I just like that name. So we went with that name. So my sister picked out the middle name. So yeah, that's how his name came about. The first part of my pregnancy, my boyfriend was going with me to every appointment, but after March, he couldn't go with me anymore because of COVID. So that's when everything started changing. He was so mad because he couldn't, come to the appointments with me and go in there and see exactly all the ultrasounds and all the heartbeats and all this stuff. So it was really hard for him. But I made sure I told him every detail up until, I had him. And yeah, all the way up until I was 7.5 months, I was good. Once I hit that 7.5 mark, y'all, they started telling me I had high blood pressure. My blood pressure shot to the roof. I'm telling you, it shot so high. And I was just, I felt fine. I really felt fine. They kept asking me if I was seeing double, if I was having headaches, if I was, feeling fainty or any of that stuff. And I'm just no, I feel fine. They were just being really dramatic about it. And I'm just I feel fine. But it was a risk because of my baby. So they wanted to keep check on that. I had to keep going to the doctor every single week up until I had my son. I had my son a month early. So I was like maybe like 7 months. I was going to the doctor every single week until I had him. So that last day, that last appointment happened. And I already knew it was right after my baby shower. I had a feeling that I was going to have to be induced. I already knew because my blood pressure was so high, and they had already been telling me about my blood pressure. They was already telling me if it was still high, that I would have to be induced. So I was just like, oh my God, I hope I don't have to be induced, you know. And before I left for the doctor, you know, I told my boyfriend, I'm like, I hope I don't have to be induced. I hope I don't have to, you know, have them right now. Because, you know, we just had a baby shower. We hadn't even unpacked anything in our room or nothing, none of his stuff, nothing. We had the house, we had everything set up, but it just like, you know, like his clothes and all his stuff, we just weren't ready yet. So I went to the doctor. Of course, my blood pressure was sky high. It was kind of embarrassing how high it was. It was high. It was something really high. And I had to leave the doctor right then and go straight to the emergency room and get induced. Left, called my boyfriend, called my mama, called my grandma, called everybody, told them that I was getting induced. Everybody was panicking because I was a whole month early. So they're like, oh my God, you're a month early. You're not ready yet and stuff, all that stuff. So I get to the emergency room. They, you know, taking my blood and stuff. They put me in a room. They had to put me on this medicine, and it was called MAG. Y'all, that medicine made me feel like crap. I could not eat. I could not talk. My mouth was so dry. I didn't have any energy. I had to have a catheter in me. I just felt like I just was so dependent. I didn't like the feeling of that at all. And just because I was getting induced, they had to keep putting a tiny little pill up my vagina just so my cervix would dilate, because my body wasn't ready yet and my son wasn't ready to come out yet. So they had to make me have my baby. Y'all, that is the worst experience ever. Getting induced is, I hope next time I get pregnant that I have my baby like naturally, because I just had to keep sticking a little pill up me. They did that every 4 hours. So just imagine that. And I went in the hospital on a Monday. I didn't have him until a Wednesday. So they had to keep doing it every 4 hours from Monday until Wednesday at noon. Yeah. Well, until I started dilating a lot. They stopped after I started dilating, but really I started dilating all at once, really. My midwife was surprisingly one of my teachers at my high school that I went to. It made me feel more comfortable because I actually knew her. Without her, I probably wouldn't even been dilating, because she's the one that made me start dilating a lot. After she came in and, you know, did what she had to do, put that little book, I had to get a cervix balloon up in me too, to make me dilate. But after she came in, that's when everything got on the roll. When I was having him, when I was pushing, she had to tell me exactly when to push, because I had an epidural. And I couldn't feel anything from my waist down. I couldn't feel a thing, y'all. I couldn't feel nothing. And then I was on that medicine for my blood pressure. So I couldn't really feel anything at all. And it was just like, oh my God. And I didn't even, you're supposed to push when you feel a contraction. And I couldn't feel any contraction. So she had to tell me exactly when to push. Like, she nodded her head and everything and told me when to push. And for that, I'm so grateful, because without her, I wouldn't have got it done. And still, I didn't have any energy to even push my son out, y'all. Like, that medicine is something crazy. I didn't even have any energy to push him out. So I pushed maybe like, if I can remember, maybe it was like 5 or 6 times. He was right there. Like, his head was right there. And I just couldn't push him out. I didn't have enough energy. So they had to suck him out with the vacuum. And, yeah, he came out with the cone head. I would post a picture, but I don't want to do my son like that, because that picture was, his head was like that. But even after I seen his head, I didn't even care about how his head looked. I didn't care nothing about none of that. I'm like, my son is here. I held him. He was good. They were saying he might have to go to ICU and have all this stuff done to him. And my baby came out strong. He came out fine. He didn't have to have none of that stuff done to him. He came in the room with me. I was feeding him. All that. He was great. And I was so happy he was here. So happy. It was a whole bunch of crazy stuff that happened in the hospital room. Oh, and then COVID, y'all. When COVID first started happening, they were saying that nobody could be in the hospital room with you. And I started panicking. I'm like, oh no, this is my first child. I'm not having no baby with nobody beside me. I need some support, some kind of support beside me. And I was thankful because they said only one person could come in the hospital room with you. I would have loved to have my mom and my grandma there, but circumstances didn't allow it to happen. So yeah, it was good with just me and my boyfriend. He helped me. He was encouraging me the whole time. He saw everything. He saw everything. He said that he said it didn't bother him though. I guess it didn't bother him. But he saw my son come out. He saw everything. He saw all that. He even cut the cord. So yeah. And matter of fact, I'm done with my story, y'all. So I'm gonna go get my son so y'all can meet him. This is my baby. He is still the cutest baby in the world. Say hey, baby. Say hey, Papa. Say hi. He looking like all these lights. Like, what is this? But this is what I got, y'all. It's my pride and my joy. I had to put these mittens on him because he was scratching his face so bad, y'all. And yes, I was cutting his nails, but he was still just scratching the freak out of his face. And I was just like, well, you're going to have to get your mittens put back on you at 4 months old. You too old for mittens on your hands. But this is my son, Dane. His name is Dane. Say hi, baby. When you see this, when you grow up, I want you to see how you looked and what you was doing. Okay? Okay? Yeah? Mwah. All right, so y'all, that concludes my video. I'm going to go feed my baby and go spend some time with him. Say goodbye to everybody. And tell them to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Tell them. Say like, comment, and subscribe to my mama channel. Tell them. You already said. Y'all better like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All right? Bye.